What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Harrison, and today we are talking about my most hyped games for the remainder of 2022. Now, 2022 has had some incredible games so far, and we have so much more to look forward to here in the next couple of months, which is kind of crazy. Obviously, the holidays is the big time for new releases and all that good stuff, but we've had a lot of good stuff in the past already, especially on Nintendo's front. They've been killing it this year. Xbox, not so much. They've had a lot of stuff come to Game Pass, which is awesome, and we've got some Game Pass stuff to talk about here in a second. And then Sony, PlayStation, they had Horizon. I don't have a PS5 yet, so I didn't pick it up. They do have God of War on the horizon, which I'm excited for, and that's going to be in my list here. But let's go ahead and dive into it. On October 14th, we've got Dragon Ball The Breakers, the asymmetrical, I think it's 4v1 game, kind of like, Dead by Daylight and those kind of games, the Friday the 13th game. Dragon Ball games have been notoriously mid games in the past. Dragon Ball Fighters I think is a top tier fighting game, and then the Xenoverse series is I think are really good. I also did like Dragon Ball Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Although it reviewed around 7 and 6 marks, so that's understandable. If you're not an absolute Dragon Ball fan, it's hard to recommend these games. Although I do enjoy the gameplay, but Dragon Ball The Breakers, it's a $20 multiplayer only game, so not a huge asking price. Although you stuff paid multiplayer games anytime is always kind of weird at this point. Most are free to play with skins and all that good stuff. But that being said, I am looking forward to playing this game here in the next couple days. Next up, we've got Scorn, the game coming from Xbox, the Game Pass on October 14th as well. This looks like it's definitely going to be a day one for me. It's creepy. It's disgusting looking. I was watching a trailer. So far the aesthetic is very like grays and browns, very very dark kind of vibe. Looks like it's gonna be first person like puzzle game. It looks like there is gonna be some sort of combat in the game. I haven't seen a ton of videos on this. I did refresh my memory the other day, and it looks like it's gonna be a pretty cool game. And it's Game Pass. Like you can't ever not recommend something on Game Pass. This is where it kind of turns up the heat for me, especially October 18th. A Plague Tale Requiem, coming to everything, I believe, even including Switch. It is on Game Pass, which is definitely a plus. This is the sequel to A Plague Tale Innocence. If you have not played A Plague Tale at all, I would highly, it's not on Game Pass anymore, so that's a bummer. I would highly recommend playing that game first, obviously. This is a direct sequel. But the gameplay is just incredible. It looks amazing. The sheer number of rats that are on the screen is crazy, and I know in the sequel it's going to be even more. I think they said it's like 200 to 300,000 rats on the screen at any given time, and, in certain scenarios, which is absolutely insane. This game looks amazing. It looks like it could be potentially game of the year material, so that is very exciting to see. And then 2 days later, on October 20th, we have Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This is again a day one for me. I absolutely love the first one. It was kind of like the sleeper hit of the year back in 2018 when it came out. Incredible game. Kind of think of like, I don't know, Gears Tactics or something along the like a tactics game or something like that. But yeah, it looks great. It looks like you're gonna have even more movement, so within like the grid, so that looks awesome. It looks beautiful, like the cinematic trailer they posted. It looks like the Mario movie. It looks incredible, so cannot wait for that game. And then October 28th, we've got Bayonetta 3. I am way more excited than I was for this game a month ago because I have finally I purchased Bayonetta on the Switch when they released that physically. I had played Bayonetta in the past before, but only got through maybe half the game, and I finally beat it. I'm currently on the track to finishing up Bayonetta 2 this week. Both incredible games. Cannot wait for Bayonetta 3. On the same day, we've got the Resident Evil Gold Edition. The Resident Evil Village Gold Edition. But more importantly, we've got the Shadows of Rose DLC. which is going to be the final chapter of the Winter's Saga, as they said. It's a third person DLC. You play as the daughter Rose, like 17 years after the events of Resident Evil Village. Looks great. There's a lot of also really cool things they're bringing to Village as well, like the base game. You could play third person. They've got the new mercenaries, Heisenberg and Lady Dimitrescu. You can play as them, which looks awesome. And then they've also got they're finally releasing the reverse multiplayer for Resident Evil, which I'm at like a 0 for like hype level for that, because all multiplayer stuff with Resident Evil has been just terrible. They keep trying it, they keep failing. I don't know why they keep doing it, but here we are. Maybe they'll get it this time, but probably not, for being honest. God of War Ragnarok, I mentioned that earlier, coming out November 9th. Again, this is probably going to be a day one purchase for me. The only reason I say that with kind of a hesitation is because I only have a PS4, and I'm afraid that this game is going to be too loud to play on my PS4, because I played Last of Us Part 2, and that game, and the PS4 was super loud. And I know this is going to be, it's going to take a lot out of the system. If I had a PS5, absolutely day one, but I don't have one. But I'll still probably pick it up anyways, because if I ever get a PS5, I'll just pay to upgrade it to the PS5 version, whatever it is, the $10. Next up on November 15th, we've got the Pentiment game, which is coming from Obsidian Entertainment. Again, this is another Xbox Game Pass game. It looks, the art style looks really, really cool. I don't honestly know much about it. I did just watch a trailer to refresh myself. It looks like it's gonna be like a puzzle game, take place in like the 17th century, something like that. The art style alone sold me, so I'm gonna play this, when it comes to Game Pass. So looking forward to that. Next up is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Comes out November 18th. I am not sold on this game yet. With the last 3 Pokemon games now, I have been very hesitant. I still have bought all of them, and more often than not, I have regretted that decision. I especially waited for reviews for Pokemon Arceus. Blown away by that game. That game was, although it wasn't the prettiest game in the world, it played really nicely. It was such a fresh air from, especially coming off of that awful Diamond and Pearl remake or whatever. And then I just did not like Sword and Shield at all. It just could not click with me. So I'm excited for Scarlet and Violet. I haven't watched the trailer that came out today as of October 12th. But again, I'm very hesitant. I've got to read some reviews and watch some review videos of people that maybe haven't necessarily played Pokemon in a long time, because it's hard to trust the ones that are diehards, because they just want more of the same, right? So we'll see. I'm very hesitant on this game. I'll probably pick it up, because there's not a lot to play in come November, December. But that being said, December, the last game on our list, December 2nd, and I'm still afraid that this game might get delayed. I think it's probably not. Let me go ahead and say the game. Callisto Protocol, the Dead Space, alike game. It looks amazing. It looks like Dead Space. I love Dead Space. Obviously, we got Dead Space remake coming in January. So again, like I mentioned, with the delay, where do they put it? I think they want to get this game out before Dead Space remake. Granted, Dead Space is $70, so that I don't know if that's gonna hinder people from purchasing a day one. But Callisto looks incredible. I cannot wait to play that day one on December 2nd. But yeah, guys, that is my list. Again, it's a bunch of stuff we have look forward to. I don't have stuff like Call of Duty on my list. I'm just not a Call of Duty guy. I may play Call of Duty when it eventually comes to Game Pass, but for now, I'm gonna skip on it like I have in years past. And I'm sure there's some other stuff that I've missed in there, like Persona coming to Switch, stuff like that. Which I've never played a Persona game, so again, I can't really get hyped for something I've never played or enjoy. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys are as hyped as I am about these games on the list. What am I missing? What things are you hyped about? Am I crazy for getting hyped over anything on my list. I don't know. This is my list. Whatever. It's all good. If you guys are this far into the video, you might as well go ahead and give it a like. I would definitely appreciate it. It helps the it helps the crazy YouTube algorithm. If you can subscribe to the channel, we are as of this point, we are 7 away from 100. My goal was to be at 100 by the end of the year, so we're on track to beating that goal. So that would be awesome if you guys can subscribe to the channel. I have lots of videos like this. I also have a gaming podcast called Gaming with the Broscast that I do every Monday over on twitch.tv/Gaming with the Broscast. I'll have that linked in the description below. Again, it's just a podcast I do with my brother. We talk about gaming news, our opinions, all that good stuff. I usually put some clips up of that on the channel as well. So that would be greatly appreciated if you guys could check that out as well. And other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.